Fortune Podcast, From Pain and Prison to Purpose, Episode 17. I am Fortune Reigns, and this is Fortune. Segment 1, The Weight of Unfinished Business. There is a particular kind of heaviness that does not come from active struggle. It comes from accumulation, from the quiet buildup of things left unaddressed, commitments made and not kept, conversations that needed to happen and were deferred, decisions that required a clear answer and were left suspended, situations that demanded resolution and were instead managed around, worked through, or simply ignored until they receded far enough into the background to feel manageable. None of that weight is loud, but all of it is real. And it drains the same energy you need for building. Think of it in practical terms. Every unfinished piece of business in your life occupies a portion of your mental and emotional bandwidth. Not consciously, not in a way you are always aware of, but in the background processing that is constantly running beneath whatever you are actively engaged in. The unresolved relationship sits there. The incomplete task sits there. The decision you have been avoiding sits there. The conversation you owe someone sits there. All of it running simultaneously. All of it drawing on the same finite resource. This is why some men who are working hard and doing the right things still feel inexplicably drained. The visible work is managed. The invisible load is overwhelming. The practice of clearing unfinished business is one of the most high leveraged and underutilized disciplines in the rebuilding process. Because every item you close, every commitment you fulfill or consciously release, every decision you make and act on rather than defer, returns a portion of bandwidth that was previously occupied. And that return bandwidth goes directly into the forward movement you are trying to sustain. Clearing the load does not mean resolving everything perfectly. Some situations cannot be perfectly resolved. Some relationships cannot be fully repaired. Some decisions do not have clean answers. But every one of them can be addressed consciously, deliberately, with a clear decision about what you are going to do or not do, and a commitment to act on that decision rather than continuing to suspend it. That act of closure, even when it is imperfect, releases the drag. Here is your action step. Write down 3 pieces of unfinished business that are currently occupying background bandwidth in your life. A deferred decision, an unresolved situation, an incomplete commitment, a conversation you owe someone. Choose the one that is consuming the most energy then make a clear decision about it and take one action toward resolution within the next 24 hours. Not perfect resolution, movement toward it. Because the weight you are carrying that has nothing to do with where you are going is weight you cannot afford to keep. Put it down.